This is pretty important breaking news that the Israeli media just reported because, the American media can't be bothered. IOF officials said the government is pushing aside a hostage deal and eyeing Gaza annexation. IOF commanders in Gaza says that the recent decision to operate in the northern part of the Strip was taken without proper deliberations and is apparently aimed at pressuring civilians in the area to relocate. So if you don't know, they have been doing nonstop bombardment of the north. Now remember, the north was the first place that they evacuated at the beginning of this genocide. They pushed all the people out of the north and said, go to the south, you'll be safe, as they bombed them on their way and in central Gaza and to the south. They were doing that, and then they claimed they eradicated Hamas from the area. But even though the Strip is smaller than the Las Vegas Strip, they still need to keep going back and keep going back and keep going back. This is like the fourth time they have attacked northern Gaza, but this time they're not even pretending that this is about Hamas at all. Like, not even fronting. They have been making clear, and these guys speaking on the condition of anonymity, just coming out and saying, yeah, that is their plan, that they want to annex it. They want to fully remove northern Gaza from the rest of Gaza and just keep it. Just occupied indefinitely with zero Gazans in it. Netanyahu's been mulling a plan to empty northern Gaza of civilians and cut off aid to those left inside. Or just bomb them. They've already bombed refugee camps in northern Gaza like 20 times over the last 4 days. You're just not seeing it because the media isn't reporting it, because our narcissistic country can only talk about one thing at a time, and the only thing we want to talk about is the election. But remember how one of the defenses of voting for Kamala Harris and the Democrats against the Republicans and Trump was the fear that Trump would allow them to annex the occupied West Bank, that he would allow it to expand. And I'm not making fun of people for having that fear, because I've had that fear this whole time too. Like, oh my gosh, if Trump gets in office, what if he tries to annex the occupied West Bank and they're going to expand into Lebanon? They have already expanded into Lebanon and killed tens of thousands of civilians. They're firing on UN peacekeepers. And now, which I didn't even know, I was worried that Trump was going to let them annex the occupied West Bank. They're letting them annex northern Gaza, for fuck's sake. And the Biden administration is just lying about it. And rather than try to de-escalate with Iran, Kamala Harris just assured a group of Jewish donors that all options were on the table when it comes to Iran. Am I losing my mind? Am I losing my mind? I feel like it was only a few months ago that the conversation was how we could pressure them for a ceasefire. And now there's not even talk of a ceasefire. Now there isn't even, they've been like, fuck them hostages. They're not even talking about that. Now we're just accepting that we're going to go to war with Iran, that everything that's happening in Lebanon is just par for the course. And now they're talking about, not just talking about, they're actively starting this process to annex northern Gaza, and our government is saying nothing about it.